I recently did some content where I talked about lost opportunity. And I had a few people reach out to me and ask me, like, what was the underlying thought behind this? And so I wanted to share with you an insight because a lot of times what happens when we think we're in a good space, we do everything we can to keep that space. Think about the energy that you have to display whenever you're in a situation where maybe you got a good job or a good position or you're in a good location and you're trying to extend or try to see if there's other ways that you can take full advantage of those opportunities. And then all of a sudden, you find yourself in a situation where an opportunity presents itself, but what it's going to probably mean is that you're going to have to literally stop doing what you're doing at your current position and do something completely different. And I'm telling you, people, when you are passionate about not disturbing something that you've got good, you do everything humanly possible to keep it. But even more so, once you're in that position where something changes and all the dynamics changes, you don't look at the good situation now. Like I love when people say glasses are half full, half empty. Most of us inherently, we lean into the half empty. We really feel some kind of way if by some chance we got a great opportunity that presented itself and then all of a sudden another opportunity presents itself and it just basically in our mind blows up our world. So when I was giving the example where I worked for the state and I was working for the headquarters office and I wanted to go to graduate school, but I only wanted to go on educational leave so I could come back. But then that opportunity wasn't available. And then all of a sudden I found out it was available after I had made all these changes. I spent most of my energy being bitter about the fact that my circumstances had changed. And the reason why is that, I was young, I was in my 20s, I didn't really know a whole lot and so forth. But trust me when I tell you, that's not something that's just uniquely for your 20s. All of a sudden, you feel a certain kind of way where you think you've got a great set of circumstances in front of you. Everything is awesome, everything is laid out accordingly. And then all of a sudden, there is a switch that occurs. And now you have this different opportunity, but this different opportunity is going to cause you to be uncomfortable. It's going to cause you to have to change your circumstances. It's going to force you to have to look at things a little differently. And all of a sudden, guess what ends up happening? Woo! You feel some kind of way when you have to change. Because let's be clear, nobody wants to change when they think they've got a good situation. In my case, I thought, I had a great boss, great coworker, great location. I thought I had everything I needed. But the reality is that I was still trying to grow, but I wanted to grow on my terms. That's really at the end of the day. I wanted to grow on my terms. And so when I wrote this and I did this, I was thinking about it from the standpoint, how many of us have been locked into this mindset where we want to do things on our terms? It's not trying to be nasty or disrespectful. It's just that if we believe we have something really good, if we believe we have a great situation that's in front of us, we don't want to change it. So if we can get more, if we can get a little bit more, we want to do it on our terms. Now, let's just be clear. I'm not saying you can't do it on your terms. That's not what I'm saying. So I don't want anybody to sit here and say, "Oh, see, you around here acting some kind of way because you're trying to tell me that I can't do it on my terms." No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying effectively in the grander scheme of things is that what happens is that when you get so locked in into believing there's only one way to deal with a situation, and then when that situation throws you a curve, and now you're in a whole new situation, instead of spending all of your energy looking at the fact that you are now in this new situation that you didn't really want to be in, ask yourself the question going forward, how can I maximize it? I can tell you for me, I didn't do that for the first year. Fortunately, I was in graduate school, so I had time to kind of get my head out my backside. But it took me about a minute or two to kind of realize that I was in a better place because I was basically getting more skills that I didn't have that I couldn't have gotten from a last job. So I was still working for the same employer, but I was in a place now where I could learn new skills, which would benefit me for my next job. And I didn't even know it. So this is what I like to tell people all the time. I know that a lot of times we want to do things on our own terms, but sometimes the opportunity to grow presents itself as an opportunity for you to do things. And you may think you may have lost something because you didn't do it under your terms, but you actually may have gained a greater insight and opportunity that you didn't even realize you had. So always keep that in the back of the mind before you get into your feelings, because the circumstances change in a way that you weren't expecting. I don't know if you know it, but there's always a background and the reason behind I do most of my stories or most of the content that I do. And if you want to know more about it, I got membership groups. Did you know that? And it has members only shorts or members only video, inside commentary, special behind the look scenes, all of these extra toys so that you can get an appreciation of what was the motivating factor behind the content I produce. If you ever watch my content and you want it more, this is for you.